All right, kiddos. Today we are continuing on with preparing you guys for your registration for high school by taking a look today at a couple of new things. The first thing we're going to look at is graduation requirements. What is needed to graduate? We're also going to look at the components of the high school and beyond plan. So what we started working on yesterday when we were talking about electives and how they relate to the career paths. And today, moving on to basically what is required to even graduate. Not to move on to your career, but just to graduate high school. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to be working on the anticipatory quiz. You should have grabbed this at the beginning of class. It looks like this. If you have not grabbed one, please make sure you grab one from the front before you get started. So what you are going to be doing is you are either individually or with a partner. And keep in mind, if you are working with a partner, you are keeping your voice level quiet. That means at a whisper so people can focus. You are going to take a look at each one of these statements. There are 12 total. The high school and beyond plan is required for every student. The high school and beyond plan helps me plan my classes for high school. The high school and beyond plan does not connect my high school classes to my goals after graduation. The high school and beyond plan helps me plan what I'm doing after I graduate from high school. Once I write my high school and beyond plan, I will review it yearly. Once I need to pass all of my 9th grade classes to be on track to graduate. I need 24 credits to graduate. If I fail a one class or more, I am at risk of not graduating. Working hard and earning all my credits is important, so I'm on track to graduate. Washington State history is a graduation requirement. I earned my Washington State history graduation requirement in 8th grade. And if I did not pass 2 trimesters of humanities in 7th grade, I will need to attend summer school to earn my Washington State history graduation credits. So 12 statements. What you're going to do is as you read through each one, you're going to decide if you think that's a true statement or you think it's a false statement. Please make sure that you are only marking in this before column. Do not touch over here. Make sure you're only marking in the before column. So again, read each statement, decide if you think it is true or you think it is false. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a few minutes to answer these. So go ahead and pause the video here. And once you are finished, you may go ahead and restart or continue the video. All right, so hopefully everyone has had a chance to go ahead and answer if you think true or false to each of these statements. After we finish today, we will go ahead and we will take a look at the after discussion and see if your answers were correct or if they turned out to be false. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at graduation requirements. What you need to be able to graduate high school. Not to move on to college, not to move on to trade school, but to actually graduate high school. So there are quite a few things to keep in mind. The first one, which is the very, 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 very big one, you need 26 credits to graduate in Bethel School District. 26. The way that adds up, or I should say the way that breaks down as far as classes is this. You need 4 credits of English. You need 3 credits of social studies. And something to keep in mind is AP classes like AP Social Studies, AP English, those can also count for those credits. It does not have to be just the general civics, US world history, etc. There are classes that still count for those. Science, you need 3 credits of science. And this must include 2 lab sciences. Examples of lab sciences are like biology and chemistry. They mean that not only are you in there working and listening and working in a lecture environment, you're also in a lab doing different experiments and tests as well. Kind of like what you guys do in science right now, but in a more formal setting. Mathematics, you need 3 math classes to graduate. Specifically, you need Algebra 1 and Geometry, and then you can choose what your third math credit is. Now, something to consider, if you are someone that is already taking Algebra 1 or Geometry here at the high school, at the middle school now, then you've already knocked that out. You don't have to take it again in high school. So that's kind of a nice advantage for those of you that are able to take those classes here in 8th grade. Your third math credit can be something that relates to maybe your high school and beyond plan, especially if you're going into math heavy field like engineering or financial, any of those. Health and fitness, you need a 0.5 health credit and 1.5 fitness credits. That equals out to 2 credits total. Now, the interesting thing is when this says health and fitness is not just, taking PE and health class. Health could be nutrition. Fitness could be like weightlifting. In high school, you can actually, if I remember this correctly, you can actually get credit for playing varsity sports. Those can count towards your fitness credit. So if you are someone that is playing a varsity sport like soccer or football, then you can actually count that towards your fitness credits. You do have to talk to your counselors and get that certain paperwork filled out, but that is an option. Arts. And no, this is not just, painting, drawing, etc. While those are included, this also includes things like choir, band, orchestra, theater as well. Graphic design, photography. These all count underneath the arts. You need 2 arts credits in order to graduate. Now, an interesting thing is there are some arts classes that count under career and technical education, such as graphic design and photography. These could actually, you can get double credit by taking, say, photography for both your art and technical education. So some things to consider to help maybe kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Career education. This is your advisory class. Now, unlike in middle school, where your advisory class is, I'm just learning social emotional learning. I'm doing my student-led conferences. No, in high school, your advisory classes are meant to help you prepare and keep on track with your high school and beyond plan. They are where you will be practicing interviews, where you will be doing a more advanced version of your student-led conference to help you prepare for applying for jobs later on in life. So unlike middle school, guys, you got to take this class seriously. And that is coming from someone who taught career education at the high school level before. 9th graders really struggled with that concept that 8th grade, that unlike with 8th grade and middle school, that this is more serious than just your middle school advisory class. Your accumulating project. This is the last thing you do before you graduate. A lot of it you will be working through in career education. Think of it as like the ultimate interview that you have to give. Then you need to take world languages. Now, here's the interesting thing. You need 2 world language credits to graduate. And that can be any language. That could be ASL, that could be Spanish, that could be French, that could be German, Japanese. Those are the ones that I know for sure are being offered at the different high schools. There might be others. Not sure at this moment. Now, something to consider. You need it to graduate, but you also need it to apply to college. So if you are interested in going to a 4-year university, you must have world languages. So keep that in mind. And then your general electives. There are 6 credits for general electives. Now, the interesting thing about general electives is these could be things that are on your high school and beyond plan. The electives that we were looking at yesterday. Any of those. These could also be classes that you are interested in trying because, for example, you want to take culinary because you want to learn how to cook. Great basic life skill to help you later on. Trust me. So that is what your general electives are. You need 6 credits of those. These all add up to those 26 credits that you need to graduate. All right. So some things to consider. We're going to go ahead and we're going to move into a different worksheet now. you should have grabbed from the front this sheet right here, the one that says graduation requirement and high school beyond plan. If you have not grabbed this, please do so now from the front because you are going to definitely need this. You are going to have this sheet as well as the electives planner one from yesterday with you when you register for classes. All right, so we're going to take a look at a couple different things here on this form. So we're going to take a look. First off, graduation requirements 1 through 3. So you graduate in what year? What year do you guys graduate? Because it's 2022 right now. I almost said 2002. It is 2022 right now. You guys graduate in 4 years. So what year do you guys graduate? You graduate in 2026. Spring of 2026 is when you will graduate. And that is my hope that you will all graduate in 2026. Now, a little bit of a reminder back from what we were talking about. How many credits are required to graduate from high school in Bethel School District? How many do you need? If you have to go back earlier in the video to look, you can. How many do you need? If you said 26, you were correct. 26 credits are required to graduate from high school in Bethel School District. All right. The next part, 3, 4, and this chart are going to require some math. Not all of our strongest suits. Some of you are very strong in it. Some are not. I know I'm not. But it is going to require some math. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to go back to the other presentation. And we're going to take a look. Some things that you want to guys keep in mind. The school is on trimester schedule. So if you look at that sheet, see here, trimester 1, trimester 2, trimester 3. So the school is on trimester schedule. You have 60 days per trimester and 5 class periods per day. Each one 69 minutes. So a little less than what you guys have now. They're technically almost known as a block schedule. So it's a little bit different than what we deal with now. But they are still on trimester schedule just like we are for middle school. Now, you can earn 0.5 credits per class per trimester. So for example, 1 trimester of English is 0.5 credits of English. So if you need to complete 1 credit of English your freshman year, how many trimesters do you need to do? 2. You only have 2 trimesters of freshman English. That's it. Now, you can complete up to 7.5 credits per year. 7.5 credits per year. So if you think about it, 7.5 divided by 0.5. Let's do a little bit of math on that. So how many classes are we taking in 1 trimester? Let's do some math. We are taking 15 total classes. Now, keep in mind, that is class period. So example, it doesn't mean you're taking 3 classes of English. It means you're taking 3 trimesters of English or 2 trimesters of English. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that 7.5 credits per year. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to go back to our worksheet and we're going to plug that in right here on number 3. So I can earn, 7.5 credits in 1 year. So a little bit more math. If you can earn 7.5 credits in 1 year, how many credits can you earn in 4 years total? So total, how many credits can you earn in 4 years? So 7.5 times 4 is what? If you said 30, you are correct. So you can earn up to 30 credits in 4 years. Now, an interesting thing to note, you can earn up to 30 credits in 4 years. That's if you're taking 5 classes every single trimester. You have a full load. You are only required to have 26 credits to graduate. So technically, you've got 4 credits you can kind of play around with that are up to you. That could be, maybe you can use one of those credits to make up a class. Maybe you didn't do so hot in freshman English. You didn't do so well, and you gotta maybe retake it, do a little better. You have some wiggle room with that. Maybe you decide, hey, I want to take some more electives. Maybe there's some more classes that I want to try out that will help me work towards figuring out what I want to do for post-graduation. Maybe I really, really like culinary, so I'm going to take both culinary classes even though I only need one. And this is not an option I usually push just because you could be using the time to help, pull in classes that you can put towards your high school and beyond plan. Or if you are someone that wants to go to college or trade, classes that could go towards that. You could choose to not have those credits, those extra 4 credits. I've seen some seniors do that, where they choose their senior year because they're so focused on preparing for trade school or preparing for the military or preparing for college that they choose instead to not do those 4 credits in their senior year. So they do full load first year, full load second year, full load junior year, and then senior year they don't do a full year or a full load to give themselves a little bit of a break. So that is another option that you can choose. So you do have a little bit of wiggle room. Again, you need 26 to graduate. You can earn up to 30. So now here's where we got to figure out for math. If you can earn 7.5, if you can earn 7.5 credits per year, per year to graduate, 7.5. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that out here. So you guys should be filling this out too along with me, because you're going to need this as reference later. So if each year I can have up to 7.5 credits, how many credits am I taking per trimester? There's a couple ways you can look at this. You can either do 5 class periods times 0.5, or you could do 7.5 divided by 3. Either one works. Either one will give you the amount of credits that you can take per trimester. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the 5 classes times 0.5. That's going to end up giving me, what do you guys think? That's going to give me 2.5. So 2.5 per trimester. Oops. So if that's giving me 2.5 per trimester, 7.5 per year. Now we got to figure out again how many credits can I earn. The entire time I can earn 30. So a little bit of math. And then I can go ahead and I can pop this right here for number 4. How many credits can I earn each trimester? I can earn 2.5 right there. So at this point, your worksheet should be looking like mine. Obviously not in red or typed, but your worksheet should be looking somewhat like mine. 2026, 26. Hey, something to help you remember. You graduate in 2026, you need 26 to graduate. You can earn 7.5 credits in 1 year, 30 credits in 4 years. How many credits can you earn each trimester? 2.5, aka 5 classes. All right. So hopefully, again, that yours looks just like mine. If you need to pause the video, take a look at it, you can. Other than that, we will move on. We're going to look at number 5 right here. I must pass Washington State history in 7th grade to graduate. Don't ask me why they decided to do it in 7th grade. It still confuses me too. I was in 9th grade when we did Washington State history, but they changed it back then. I must pass how many trimesters of 7th grade humanities to earn my Washington State history graduation requirement? Some of you have already found this out. If you did not pass a certain amount of trimesters last year, you are probably taking Washington State history with Miss Fosdeck right now. And that amount of trimesters that you need to pass is 2 trimesters. So last year we looked at a whole list. We had a whole list of everybody in all the 8th grade classes. Okay, how you doing in history? How you doing in Washington State history? And if you didn't pass 2 trimesters, well, then you're with Miss Fosdeck right now, because it is a graduation requirement. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to take a look now. We've gone over graduation requirements. We've looked at how many credits you need, how many credits you can take per trimester and per year. And now we're going to take a look at your high school and beyond plan. So again, this high school and beyond plan is a guide to prepare you for post-secondary education or training and a career. We covered this a little bit yesterday when I was talking to you guys about the electives and the different careers, different ways that you can achieve it. We're going to go into a little bit of detail of this item that you are going to be working on throughout the next 4 years in high school. So what is a high school and beyond plan? So it's a Washington State requirement for all students. Every single student in Washington State needs to do this. It begins in 7th or 8th grade. In our case, we started here in 8th grade. That is what all us history teachers are doing with you guys these next couple days. So it helps to plan classes in high school to prepare you for college and or your chosen career. It's basically giving you a plan so you're not scrambling at the end of graduation going, oh crap, what am I going to do? Gives you a little bit of peace of mind. It helps you to keep on track to graduate while meeting required courses. You are not going to have someone hovering over your shoulder going, you need this credit and this credit and this credit and this credit. You haven't taken this credit the entire time you're in high school. This is something that you need to keep on track of. It's going to help you, especially if, for example, if you are someone who is going to college, guess what you're going to need to keep track of in college? What credits you need to graduate, what classes and requirements you need to graduate. So this is to help you get on track and help you plan so you are good to go throughout your 4 years of high school. So what is it? It identifies your interests and career goals. We've already started this a little bit with the Zello app. High school, they might do a more advanced one to help you out. Hopefully they change to something other than the Zello. It identifies your education goals. Do you want to go to Running Start? Do you want to go to Pierce County Skills Center? Do you want to focus more in the sciences and the maths and the arts? What do you need to, you didn't do so good maybe your freshman year. What do you need to do to catch up? By the end of 12th grade, you will complete a resume or an activity log. It'll also help you plan your high school courses. My cat is saying that this is very important for you guys. All right, so what else is included in your plan? The interest and skills inventory is, aka the Zello. That may change later in high school. Your 8th grade math SBA score. So the score that you get in math this spring on the SBA goes into that plan. If you did not meet standard on state assessments, you will need to include interventions or academic support you received during high school. So what that means is if you took assisted reading classes, if you had math supplemental classes, things to help you out. Yearly updates to your plan. That is courses you've taken in past, if your career and educational goals are the same or if they've changed. And trust me, change is normal. If you decide right now that you're looking at, I want to be a forensic technician. But then you get to high school in your sophomore year, you go, I think I'm looking more towards like working in, accounting. Then that is something that you can update in your high school and beyond plan and make changes to your course plan to reflect that. Then so once you've gone ahead and we've reviewed what high school and beyond plan is. If you need a refresher, you can always go back in the video. We're going to go ahead and take a moment and we're going to review the quiz results and discuss. So we're going to go back to that first document that you guys started out class with. So the high school and beyond plan, the anticipatory quiz. Remember previously you guys had answered in the before column, true or false. We are now going to go through and we are going to decide if, based off the new information, if these statements are now still true or false based off what you said before. So let's go ahead and let's take a look as we go through this. I'm going to make some shapes to help out because shapes are always a good thing. There we go. All right. So, number 1, the high school and beyond plan is required for every student. If you need to go back in the video to find out, you can do so. But the answer for this is true. High school and beyond plan is required for all students in Washington State. So then we have number 2. The high school and beyond plan helps me plan my classes for high school. Is this true or false? It is true. Yes, it helps you plan your classes for high school. Number 3, the high school and beyond plan does not connect my high school classes to my goals after graduation. Of course it doesn't. No. It is false. It does connect your high school classes to your goals after graduation. That's the whole purpose of the high school and beyond plan. Number 4, the high school and beyond plan helps me plan what I'm doing the year after I graduate from high school. What do you guys think? It is true. It helps you plan. That's the whole purpose of it. That's why that big word plan. Number 5, once I write my high school and beyond plan, I will review it yearly. Is that true or false? It is true. Specifically, you should be taking a look at it in your career, aka your advisory class. We called it careers when I was at GK. I don't know if they just call it career education or advisory now, but that's why we referred to advisory as careers when we were at the high school level. Number 6, I need to pass all of my 9th grade classes to be on track to graduate. This is true. I know I said you have the 4 credits of wiggle room, but trust me, you do not want to have to worry about trying to make up English 9 or make up, Algebra 1. And you do not want to be that senior in a class full of freshmen. It is the most embarrassing thing in the world to be a senior in a class full of freshmen. Do not be that student for your own sake. I need 24 credits to graduate. Is that true or false? That's false. A little bit of a kicker. It is. How many? It is 26. 26. Number 8, if I fail 1 class or more, I am at risk of not graduating. Yeah, it's true. You do not want to fail your classes, buds. It is not like middle school where you guys are like, oh, I failed class. They're just going to pass me on. Oh, well. Yeah, not really the case in high school because these count towards your graduation. You need the credits. So as best you can, do not fail your classes. Again, you do not want to be the senior in the freshman classes. Number 9, working hard and earning all my credits is important so that I am on track to graduate. That is true. Got a lot of truth here, guys. It is very important that you're working hard and earning all your credits. There are always supports. There are always after-school academic support. You have teachers that are willing to work with you after school or during careers in order to help you pass your classes. Number 10, Washington State history is a graduation requirement. Yes. Remember, Washington State history, you took it in 7th grade. It is required for graduation. Which moves us on to number 11. You earn your Washington State history graduation requirement in 8th grade. What history class are we taking right now? We are taking U.S. history. So no, it is not 8th grade. It is 7th grade. So this one is false. And if you did not pass 2 trimesters in humanities in 7th grade, I will need to attend summer school to earn my Washington State history graduation credit. This one's an interesting one. We are offering a credit makeup right now. So if you are currently in with Miss Fosdeck making up that class, then no, you don't have to do summer school. However, if you still do not pass it with Miss Fosdeck, you will have to attend summer school. Nobody wants to do summer school, guys, unless you willingly want to do it to earn extra classes and credits. That's a whole different story. So I'm going to say that yes, because you're technically, if you're not in Fosdeck, you're going to have to do it in summer school. This is a little bit older one. We offered this system with Miss Fosdeck because of what happened last year with the online learning. But otherwise, normally it would be you have to take it in summer school. So just some things to consider. All right. So that is everything we were going to go over. Hopefully you've been able to review the answers that you originally thought with the before discussion and compare them to our after discussion. You're going to be turning in these sheets to me by the end of class today. Because again, everything that we do yesterday, today, and Monday are going to go with you to help you when you register for classes with the counselors on February 1st. So these are all tools to help you when you do your class registration. So if you are finished with it, please make sure you turn it into Ms. Duslingham. Otherwise, you'll be need to work on it on Monday. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Other than that, feel free to review the video for extra information.